Roughly 70% of Americans identify as Christian, and this segment is not about most of them. This segment is about the rise of a white Christian nationalist movement in the U.S. It's emerging in the news more and more. You're probably hearing the term Christian nationalism more and more. Here is one expert's definition. Quote, Christian nationalism is the belief that the American nation is defined by Christianity and that the government should take active steps to keep it that way. Many observers feel that would threaten a diverse democracy, healthy democracy in the U.S. We are seeing some Republican politicians in the U.S. embrace the term Christian nationalism. For example, Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day, doubling down on past comments. She tweeted, Christian nationalism is what this nation needs. Lauren Boebert said she's tired of the U.S. separation of church and state. And the GOP nominee for governor of Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano, has been in the news in recent days for his campaign's apparent payments to Gab, a social media platform with ties to white nationalists, where a gunman posted a video before going inside that Pittsburgh synagogue and killing worshipers in 2018. Mastriano in the news, other candidates in the news about this. So I want to bring in a guest who has analyzed this subject for years and knows it better than almost anyone. She has this recent guest essay in the New York Times titled Christian Nationalists Are Excited About What Comes Next. She's been following the movement for over 12 years, attending right-wing strategy meetings, conferences, and activist gatherings. Catherine Stewart is her name. She's the author of The Power Worshippers Inside the Dangerous Rise of Religious Nationalism. Catherine, let's define our terms first. I think a lot of viewers are hearing Christian nationalism more and more. What is it?
Christian nationalism is basically the idea that America was founded as a so-called Christian nation. Our laws should be based on the Bible, and supposedly right-thinking believers need to reclaim America's past. It's also
that what heals the country will be saved through religion. Why do you say that's so dangerous?
Well, it's dangerous because it's a radically anti-democratic ideology. It rejects the principles of pluralism and equality that represent the best of the American promise. The movement, it's not just an ideology, it's also an organized quest for political power.
Power is the key word here.
That's right. It's a political movement. And this movement has built up a lot of different, sort of a dense organizational infrastructure over decades that includes right-wing policy groups, legal advocacy groups, networking initiatives that get the leadership on the same page.
Supreme Court justices?
Supreme Court justices. So one of the problems is we're hearing a lot about the 6 Supreme Court justices, conservative justices on the Supreme Court, but we don't hear enough about the Federalist Society, which is an organization that plays an outsized role in shaping our courts. All 6 conservative members of the Supreme Court are current or have current or former ties to the Federalist Society.
And as I mentioned in the intro, you've been writing about this for years. Why is it in the news more now? Why are these lawmakers suddenly using these terms and in some cases embracing this idea?
Well, I think Trump actually threw open the doors to leaders of this movement. It's a leadership-driven movement. It's not defined by the attitudes of the rank and file. Those attitudes are actually shaped by the leadership of the movement. He offered them unprecedented political access, offered them, of course, the justices they wanted. Leaders of the movement listen, this is a movement that represents a minority of our country. Most American Christians reject the politics of conquest and division that this movement represents.
Right, that is a key point.